So there's no real reason why I'm talking about this. I mean, hey, I just saw Batman. It's a pretty good movie. And I'm just thinking to myself, how has there never been a Teen Titans movie? So then I started this video. DC is the most confusing brand of all time. They have some of the best superheroes and villains ever, and somehow we still see the same recycled stories put to screen every year. Did you guys know that as of March 2022, there have been 34 DC movies produced since the year 1966?
That's right, Robin.
And 16 of them have either been Batman or Superman stories. And that isn't even including the Justice League movies or any of the cameos. This has created this weird notion within the comic book fandom that Batman is the only cool hero from DC and everyone else are these boring godlike figures.
Wrong!
DC has some of the most complex storylines in comic book history, but for some reason in 2022 we need 3 different on-screen Batmans and more Joker.
I'm an agent of chaos.
And I like the recent Batman film a lot. Like seriously, I really like the movie. But it's hard for me to really root for DC when they keep redoing what they already know works. Why not take a chance on one of the most underrated groups of all time? I'm talking about the Teen Titans. The Teen Titans have seen many different portrayals of their group, from comics to hated TV shows.
We have a fan? Are you sure? I thought everyone considered us an abomination.
They do! Everybody hates us!
Everyone except Wally Walls right here!
But their most well-known iteration is from the 2003 series that aired on Cartoon Network, a show that is still loved today by many fans. However, you'd be hard-pressed to find any of these characters in a DC movie. Surprisingly, only 2 of the members of the core Teen Titans group have ever been on screen. Those being Cyborg and Robin. And I say Robin with the tiniest grain of salt.
I want a car. Chicks dig the car.
You should use your full name. I like that name. Robin.
You are not Robin.
Bruh. It feels like DC constantly pushes this group to the side, and there's 2 main reasons for that. DC has had this fascination with wanting to catch up to the MCU for years now. Since 2013, when DC started their own cinematic universe, they have been desperately trying to catch up to Marvel. More recently, they've done a better job of trying out some new things, like with Birds of Prey and Shazam.
Wait, for real? Say, okay! Shazam?
But overall, they still fall into a pattern of putting the spotlight on Batman.
Fuck Batman.
Currently in the DCEU, I have no idea what's going on with Ben Affleck or Henry Cavill. But it's okay because Flashpoint's coming soon, guys. Flashpoint is probably the biggest reset button in all of comics. And if done correctly, it could be very interesting. But if executed wrong, it could be a disaster.
What do you mean by that?
The Flash CW TV show. Now, instead of just bringing back cameos like Michael Keaton's Batman or anyone else that they want to bring in, they could actually bring in some interesting complex characters like the Teen Titans, so they probably won't have to reset things again in 10 years. But unfortunately, DC doesn't want to focus on the Titans.
Titans are back, bitches! Woo!
Get out of here.
Yeah, okay.
Because they've got another group to worry about. And that brings me to the second problem. The Suicide Squad.
The worst of the worst.
Now listen, I love the Suicide Squad. The group, the movie, the one that came out in 2021. I was interested in the Suicide Squad years before that shitty movie came out in 2016. But since its release, the Suicide Squad has become less of a hidden task force and more of these exotic world-saving crime fighters.
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
And I think this is due to the cast of Suicide Squad, mostly Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
Hi, boys. Harley Quinn.
Everybody loves Harley Quinn, and DC knows this. So she has been positioned as one of the main characters along with the Joker and the Holy Trinity. And there's nothing wrong with DC wanting to use these main characters over and over again, because dumbass fans like myself will go to the movies to watch them every single time they come out. But these stories and characters can feel repetitive as hell. It makes DC's world feel so much smaller when compared to Marvel or Star Wars. I'm not here to tell DC how to do their job. They're a billion-dollar company. And I'm also not here to say how I would bring the Teen Titans into the DCEU, because once again, this is more of a think piece. But I think adding in a team with ties to big characters, but still unique enough to stand on their own, is exactly what DC needs to give them back some excitement. Am I excited for The Flash in 2022?
Give me a hell yeah!
but I still want to see more different characters being put to screen. The MCU is still going strong, and this is 3 years after they put two of their biggest characters to rest.
You gonna be okay? Yeah. I had a date.
The one thing I will always give the MCU credit for is that they are willing to take risks with their characters and stories, even if their movies are a little formulaic. DC's characters are so much more than these dark, brooding, godlike figures that everyone thinks that they are. There are plenty of normal characters with regular struggles, and if DC goes out of their comfort zone a little bit more, they might be able to catch up to the MCU.
Yeah.